Angelic teaching for session number 10. Funny, just before recording this session, I was about to record it, and then I hear this message, this inner message telling me, are you sure you've got enough space on your camera for the next one? So I know that on the phone that I'm recording, that I'm using to record the videos, I know that I can record up to 3 videos of 40 minutes. And as I've been recording 2 recordings during the night, session number 9 was my 3rd one, and this session number 10 was going to be my 4th one. Imagine recording halfway something and suddenly the video just stops. You can't record it. And you might be losing the recording that you just made, having to start it again. It's like losing some content, losing some downloads, not knowing how things are going to be put into place and if you're going to be able to remember the topics that you've been bringing up, or is something that's just lost and gone. It's all about trust, right? Believing that you've got guides looking after you and giving you the tips and guidance anytime you want. Last week my guides told me that I needed to tweak some memberships of mine and making some edits, letting go of some, then sizing some of them. The edits that I made, I did the math, brought it down to $150 a month of savings. If you multiply this by 12, that's $1,800 a year. And that's after tax. And this night my guides woke me up and telling me that I have to do the same thing for the car. It's probably going to bring the insurance cost be from $100 a month to $50 a month. That part is interesting because it's about letting go. Letting go of things. Being ready for some change, whatever it might be. And having to handle stress, risks in your own life. It's been 4 years that I'm here in Australia. I've been launching my visa, and I still don't know if it's going to go through or not. And there are risks that I might not be staying here. How do you handle that after 4 years working towards it? And events happen that might make some changes to those different parameters that are allowing me to stay here. It's about letting go, being able to suddenly realize that you might have to pack and to let go for all the things we've been building for 4 years. It's about acknowledging your room for each object in it. And being able to say, well, I'm going to fly again with one suitcase and that's it. And all the rest around you are things that you have to let go behind you. giving, selling, throwing. Being able to downsize instead of building. That's a concept that I've been working on many different ways. When I give all my buildings, apartments money in 2010, it was a process of purification. We talked about this process of sweat lodge in the former session at the end, going through this sauna energy and then ice cold water energy. It's about acknowledging that your path has to open up. And it works for any single person. It's about making changes, edits in your life for the better. Imagine one kid having to go through the snow, walking through the snow as he's still very small. He has to go from one country and escape from one country to another, climbing mountains and seeing people dying around him as they go on this journey. Letting go everything that he loves, that he believes in. Trusting that's the path to choose and to take. To go in a foreign country and live there, develop his capacities, his youth. Events, structure, build our life. There are always ways to embrace your own changes by embracing the path of others, by allowing others, people, choices and their own path to guide you. What would it take for Dalai Lama to become Dalai Lama because he had to leave everything behind? What would it take for Gandhi to free his own country from oppression? What about Nelson Mandela? Those people were crafted, created, shaped by events in their lives. They made the choice to make the best out of it. They decided that they would become lawyer, studying from prison, that they would be amazing spiritual leaders, transforming their pains and sufferings and embodying it through their country, for their country, for their people. I'm not saying that you have to take on board all the pains of others and bearing the pains of all the world on your shoulders. I'm saying transform the pains, the sufferings, the lacks that you're going through right now. Help them to let you grow. Help them to let you grow. By allowing yourself to surrender. by living fully your journey with faith, with confidence, being determined, knowing exactly what your life purpose is and believing in it above everything else, making things happen, trusting that wherever you may be, there are ways for you to spread across your messages, to make amazing results, amazing shifts and transformations from your actions. I know if you're there right now, it's because you've got this thirst of helping humanity on one level or another. Your heart beating because you feel that there is something to do there. Feeling frustrated sometimes in not being able to do more, or not knowing how to get involved in it, or how to create something. How to spread the words. Remember, it's always finding the right balance between being a doer and asking people to do things. And what would it take for you to suddenly realize that it's all about giving the right words at the right person at the right time, letting those people make their own choice, standing up for what they believe, rising up their own spirit and level of frequencies to match their soul frequency, to embrace their own path, to be the one they'll be. Your visions, your messages, your guidance are there to show you the path. I've seen my death. I died between 86 and 87 years old from a peaceful death, letting go over a period of 3 days. I've seen it. I know I'd be working until the age of 76, from 76 to 86, witnessing the changes and the shifts that I've been able to implement. Why do I have to know that? What's the purpose for me of knowing this? Yes, definitely it's about believing that those visions are true or can be altered. I'm happy with that death. I'm happy with that age. It's about trusting, believing, acting on it, transforming things. Today, during this session, I'm talking to your spirit to enlighten it with words, with messages, with passion, with faith, with strength. Because I know those are my primal emotions. Those are the things that help me to structure my work around. The same way you've been working on yours. Your primal energies. by working around how they can play for you or against you, by making those tweaks and edits in your own life. You'll make it happen. You make it happen. Let's get back to energy work. Do you see this color coming through? It's a frequency that we're not calling in. It's a frequency that is coming through. Like a divine light. A presence coming through just right now. Being able to go through all our filters, being allowed by our guides. Wow. The words that I hear are surrender. Surrender. Right now I'm doing nothing. I'm feeling those energies around me. I'm letting them do it. Can feel my knot in my throat as I was holding tears. find this peace. I sense it. It's like warm waves of energies. And the energies are changing color. I think it's the first time I record a session where I allow my guides to do a session on me. I know it's more than just my guides. Wow. I have visions of corridors going very, very fast in front of my eyes. Doors opening. People coming through. Chatting, interacting with each other. Helping people to co-create, bringing happiness in their life. Vision is fading out. Intensity increases. Colors are brighter. I see a lot of warm color. It's working on my heart. Bringing joy and happiness. It's funny, I just look at the time. It felt for me being there for 40 minutes. I was there only for 5. And I thank those energies. And I bring back all those gifts into our session. Well, that is definitely being recorded. I will get back into looking at that video, tapping into it. And I hear the message that I have to replay it in loop, just the same way I told you. by replaying in loop, making it 40 minutes. And it was maybe 5 minutes. Funny, huh? We think it's a 40-minute recording, and then we suddenly realize that we can expand each single part of it by creating loops. See, we're talking about expansions of consciousness and realities. How many times have we thought of that? When we listen to one song from a playlist, realizing that our 100 songs that we've got suddenly multiply themselves, and we're talking about thousands of hours of potential listening in our life. Talking about sounds, what are your favorite ones? Do you like to be listening to some of them because they bring you to a certain state? You're lucky because English is your mother language for most of you. And it's easier to understand what it says, especially when they sing. It's difficult sometimes to understand the words and the meanings. Now with Spotify, it's so easy because you just can read at the same time as you listen to the music, as you've got the lyrics being printed. How to make it work? Make it work. See, it's about letting go. It's about letting go. Not bothering too much about all those different details. Walking the path. I've been doing recordings since day one. Imagine that. Since the beginning, doing some recordings, filming things. Since my 3 years doing in 2010, starting in 2010, doing Believe and Act, this not-for-profit. That really shaped me. The choices that I had to make. It's like being on a quest, on a personal quest. Amazing. You know, those brackets of time when you feel that you're almost doing like a parenthesis of your own life. When I started in 2010, my guides will tell me that I will be working for 40 years. What I do understand is that in March 2019, it will be 9 years. 9 years of this journey. Nine years of intense emotions, choices, decisions, events that I had to go through in so many different fields. 9 is transformation. is transformation. And we are in 2018, 2018, to year 2. I'm still acknowledging the shift of this energy work that I've just been going through. Why did you need to witness that? That's the question. I don't know the answer of that. I have no idea. Why those guides, those energies didn't wish to manifest themselves prior to today? And why did they choose session number 10 on level number 4? Funny enough, if you do the math, I just did it. Level 4, 10 sessions per level. Talking about 40 sessions. The number 40 just came out not that long ago, right? 40 years of committing to this mission. How many levels are there going to be? I already know. I already know since day one when I started recording them. They told me in 2013 when I started to do my first teachings. They told me that there would be 12 different levels of teachings. We've gone through 4. What's after the teachings? Again, I don't know. They will be surely creating other things. I know that the people that get involved closely to those teachings, their life has changed, just like yours. I know that. I can sense it. The work that you're doing right now is really different than the work you were doing when you first started those teachings and going on your own journey, your own personal quest. If those teachings, those tools help you at one point or another, at one stage or another, to discover, to go further in your quest of your personal life purpose, mission on earth, revealing your gifts and your abilities in whatever field they are, then yes, those teachings work and are helpful for you. Learn, experience, discover, implement, believe, trust. That's part of the process. Imagine what you will be achieving, in 10 years, in 15 years. Building up on your self-confidence and self-esteem. Again, it's not about the quantity of work that you do. It's about those turning points, those inflection points in your life. When you know that you can bend timelines, that you can just shift, make edits on your own personal life or help other people to make those shifts. If you do help in your life for 3 people, to put them on their path, and they do the same thing for 3 people, imagine the shift of consciousness we are implementing there, the leverage. I know. Faith, belief, passion, enthusiasm. So, you know that what I'm going to be asking you is to send me this email with your 3 primal energies. And on your hand, you will have to be working on developing those 3 energies by focusing on them, tuning into them the same way we've been working on those energies by tuning into one energy and increasing its intensity. You do understand now that we needed to go through all those procedures on how to open up a vortex, how to close it. It gives you a time frame. It gives you something that you can get back to, how to connect to your crystal ball, how to play with those different layers, those different parameters, create visual tools. So those become actually tangible. I know. All right, let's keep increasing your energy level. Those 2 minutes here that we're recording now, you definitely can replay them in loop for at least 20 minutes. I wish you all the best. Be yourself. Be strong. Be empowered. Have faith. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.